that we have to have a Mitchell-like discipline on defense, but very similar. We have to be comfortable with them getting the first down or two.
Right.
And just because, with a 3rd and 3 and 3rd and 4, on offense, they're probably going to think that, hey, we're right where we're at. Exactly. Well, we got to be comfortable being right where we're at, too. They're going to hand it to the fullback this time, and fullback Chapman gets forward, gets a good lead block there by Basinger, the tailback. He's going to get out to the 45-yard line. It's going to be enough for a North Central first down. 8:40 left in the first quarter, opening drive of the ball game. North Central started on their 20. They now have it on their own 45-yard line.
Our defensive line, even though they've done extremely well all year, they are outweighed by several pounds. You may want to see them start submarining, just taking guys' knees out. Nice job.
Quarterback keeps it, and right there is Jake Strange, number 32, throws the quarterback backwards. He's going to go back to the 38-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 39. Loss of 1 brings up a 2nd and 11.
Wow. Jake's picking up right where he's been the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
It's one of those, that's a result of one of those plays that Binskin had to do his job first, take the fullback away, make the quarterback keep it, and Jake Strange was there to
nice job
to take him down for a loss. Quit the pitch out to Basinger again, going over the defensive left-hand side. That time, that's Murphy. Murphy makes a pile. Basinger runs into it. Gain of 2. Now we got him 3rd and 9.
Yeah. If we can stop it up the middle, they're not going to have much success trying to get outside Caleb and Jake at the defensive ends, and then you got Mason and Rankin as the outside backers. It's going to be tough for them to get outside.
North Central comes out in the wing T formation. He tries to give the fullback. The fullback lost some footing, and he's going to hit it at the 50. And he's going to go backwards after that. They're going to give him forward progress just inside West Washington Senator territory, and West Washington has him now on a 4th and 5. Again, the footing wasn't quite great for the fullback, and he was slow getting to the line of scrimmage. Our defense took advantage of that, and it's punt formation. Number 28 in to kick it away for North Central, Jaden Cowden, 5'10", 165. He's a sophomore.
Let's make sure it's not a fake.
I tell you, defensively, we come out in a 4-4, and we stopped them.
Yes. Like you said, they got a couple first downs,
and they're going to angle it, not going to try to kick to anybody, and it's going to hit at the 32-yard line, take a direct east route, and West Washington's going to take over 1st and 10 on the 31-yard line where they mark it. 6:39 left, opening offensive drive for the West Washington Senators. They was able to keep the North Central Farmersburg from moving it more than about 25, or I guess they moved it 30 yards before they had to punt it away.
Yeah. And what shocks me about that punt is they angled it out of bounds, even though we did not have anybody back.
Right. Didn't make sense, but we'll
take it.
Yeah, we'll absolutely take it. Bobby Stevens in the backfield with Bousman. We're going to motion, fake the jet sweep, hand off to Bobby, and Bobby's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage. It might go back 1, and they're going to spot it back at the 30-yard line. Going to bring up a 2nd and 11. Motion was coming across the face of the defense, number 3, Sanford. And they handed off to Bobby, and they did not bite on that fake jet sweep.
Yeah, just got word where there's over 3,500 people already watching us.
Tonight we are in 1220 AM, 97.9 FM. We're streaming on Rebecca White WSLM Facebook page. And then as Darren said, we are also streaming live on the West Washington page. And Bousman fakes a handoff, and he's going to try it deep to Jake Strange. And Jake was there, but was also met with North Central Farmersburg defenders, and they knock it down. And now we're looking at a 3rd down and 11. And again, that's I think we have to throw the football, but like you said, not necessarily 30, 40 yards at a time.
I think this is a game you got to get. If you can get 2, 3, 4 yards on a pass completion, that's as good as a run, because as we saw on Bobby's first run, it's going to be difficult to run on these guys.
They're going to pitch it to Bobby. He's got a lot of guys out in front looking for some room. I thought he had a seam. I tell you, number 11 on defense, that is Cody Curtis. He closed well, tackled really well. Bobby gets forward to the 34-yard line, going to pick up 5, but that's still a 4th down and 6 for the West Washington Senators.
Yeah.
Looks like we are going to have to punt it away.
But again, it's the first drive. You see what they're in. You see how they adjust to different things, motion, those type of things. And now we can, see what they're doing and make adjustments from there.
Number 2, Dawson Basinger back to catch the punt. And
Nice punt.
big high
punt.
punt there by Bousman, and it takes another horizontal straight east bounce. There must be some kind of gravitational pull for that, and it's going to be down there by the West Washington Senators on the North Central 46-yard line. 5:12 left here in this first quarter. It is West Washington 0, North Central 0. The second drive for North Central. We'll see if they change anything. They stayed in that wishbone until we had them 3rd and long, and then they walked up in the wing T formation and tried
Back to the wishbone.
tried that. So now they're back to wishbone. Under center goes their quarterback, Thompson. And they're going to give it to the fullback. Fullback's running hard straight ahead, and he's driving his feet. He's going to get out across the 50 in the West Washington Senator 49-yard line. Going to pick up 5. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 5.
I think that's what they want to do. Is I think they feel like they can get 4 or 5 yards just any time running straight up the middle, and they're hoping to suck us in and then get those 5 yards and then go outside.
Their fullback is a senior, 5'7", 200 pounds, and as we was talking about, one of the smallest 200-pound kids we've seen.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, he's probably 225.
That was the exact number I was going to say, and there he goes again.
And there he goes again, Chapman on his feet, and he's going to squirt forward. He's going to get across the 40 this time, down to the 38-yard line. He's going to pick up about 11, and it's going to be first down North Central. Yeah, he's a big kid.
And that's typical this type of offense. If you find something that works, you're going to stick with it until they stop it. So we may see a lot of Chapman.
We'll see if we can't wear him down. And we're going to pitch to Basinger. Basinger looking across off tackle. And right there to meet him in the hole is number 76, Caleb Murphy. And also there is number 5. That's Armstrong. Big collision. And I think we got the best of that one. No gain.
I think so, too. And, I mean, that's the thing you want to do in these type of games is you want to hit them hard early so that they're thinking about that every time that they run.
That was a good football play right there, both sides of the ball. West Washington stays in the 4-4. Ball's at the 39-yard line. They're going to hand it to the fullback. He's looking to get outside.
Jake Strange.
And that's a perfect job, especially in the middle by number 70, Binskin. Jake Strange there to clean it up. And they're going to give him forward progress of 1
yard.
We've dealt with it all year, man. It's 3rd down and 9 now. Ball is forward of the 39, just slightly. Going to put it at the 38.
That's where I got a question. Why is he trying to run outside? I mean,
Well, I think Binskin really plugged it up, and he was just trying to get anywhere. And they're going to give it to the fullback again, and hit hard. That's big number 78.
Charles Madden.
Who is that? No, that's Jake Phillips. What a football play! And Jake Jake hammers the fullback, and oh man, I love to see that. You just had to be here to see that right there. I mean, I'm talking a collision that would have knocked most human beings out. Jake Phillips gets up and is celebrating.
And they're going for it on 4th down.
4th and 7. The ball's at the 35-yard line. Big football play here for our defense. And they jump off sides. They're tied in. Number 17 comes out of his stance. And I think it's going to move North Central back 5 yards. And it is. And now they're really going to have to think about it.
I'd say they're going to go for it. Maybe not.
That's going to move them back to a 4th and short 12 now. The ball's all the way back at the 42-yard line. 2:21 left here in this first quarter. Second drive of the night for North Central. Still scoreless. And it is 4th and 12. Thompson, quarterback, goes under center. They're in the wing T formation. They're going to motion Basinger, and they're going to pitch it to him. And right out there is number 5, Armstrong. But, hey, that's doing your job.
He did what he was supposed to do.
Armstrong did not get that, didn't get the tackle, but he made Basinger go way outside. We had 3 or 4 other defenders to knock him out of bounds. He gets a gain of 2, but not enough for the first down, and West Washington's going to take over on downs at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, they're not blocking our outside linebackers at all. I mean, I'm not sure what their philosophy is on that, but if they try and run outside, our outside backers are running free.
Yeah, Armstrong come untouched and just almost played like a defensive end, and he was ready for Basinger as he come around
like
in.
a 6'2".
Well, and that may be what we're doing.
Yeah, it may very well may be.
Fake to
There
Bobby.
we go.
Oh, the quick slant just behind that Sanford falls incomplete. And we were just a little bit out of timing there.
That's what we want to do. I mean, you look at the cushions that they're giving us, especially the inside receiver. I mean, you hit him for 2 yards, he's going to run for another 2 yards. Fall forward for 1, that's a 5-yard gain.
Sanford on the slot on the inside. They're going to throw this out to Sanford. He gets out across the 40 down to the 42-yard line. Going to pick up 4. Now we're in a 3rd down and 6.
Which is fine.
We're at our own 42. It could be 4-down territory, especially if we get out near the 1st down sticks.
Well, and the other thing is when you go to passing, I mean, you're making those defensive linemen. I mean, they're coming all out every play, and having to run, and that's going to wear them down.
North Central in a 5 front. They got 2 linebackers, and Sanford comes in motion, and they're going to fake the jet sweep, give it to Bobby. Bobby go right up the middle, and he's going to cross the 45. At the 45, he's going to pick up 3, and now we're looking at a 4th down and 3. And we've got a lot of guys coming off the field. Does look like another punt formation. Like you said, the chess match, we may just continue to play field position right now.
It's almost the end of the first quarter.
Man, that's a fast first quarter.
Yeah.
50 seconds left in the first quarter. I mean, the clock has virtually not stopped. There's not been a penalty. There's been 1 penalty, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of runs, and so the ball control equals time on the clock running off. Bowsman trying the hard snap. They did get out of their stance, but they did not encroach.
We're going to take a delay game.
We're going to take a 5-yard delay game penalty with 29.3 seconds left. Ball's at the 45. I think it's a 5-yard penalty. Should go back to the 40.
And that's where, a 4th and 4 or 4th and 3 is very manageable. But you're playing field position right now. Your defense is playing extremely well. Got 2 stops and, back them up. Because, again, a team that runs the ball all the time, I mean, you take a chance of it being put on the ground.
The 4th and 3 comes back to a 4th and 8. And Bowsman again do kick it away. A good kick, good high kick. Basinger's going to let it hit. And this time it takes a West Washington bounce. It's going to get out to the 25-yard line. And Bobby Stevens touches it down right there. And it's going to be 1st and 10 North Central Farmersburg at the 25-yard line. 19.1 seconds left in the first quarter, and we are scoreless. Each team's had it twice and not able to accumulate more than 2 first downs on any drive. Coming into the ball game, number 63, that's Bryce Brown.
I'm going to be anxious to see how Trenton Benskin holds up. He's been out the last couple of days sick with the flu. Came in today and, not 100%, but, I mean, it's like I told him. I said, I remember Michael Jordan played his best game when he was sick.
Basinger stays on his feet and breaks a couple tackles, and now he's loose. He's at the 40. He's at the 50, and he's got number 19. That is Dakota Smith, and he throws him down, but not after he breaks a tackle and gets all the way down into West Washington Senator territory down to the 33-yard line. He's going to pick up that's about 42 yards on that carry is number 2, Basinger.
And what's sad is we had him for no gain.
Yeah, we had him stacked up and grabbed a hold of him, but he was just able to break loose and then cut it back and get forward. At the end of the first quarter, it's West Washington 0, North Central Farmersburg 0. We're going to step away here, a word from our sponsors. You're listening to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM, 1220 a.m.
For all your financing needs, stop by Mid-Southern Savings Bank in Salem and talk to Tom Paris or Greg Lamb. Here at Mid-Southern, we're proud to be your locally owned community bank. We cherish the relationships we've established throughout our community, and we also serve our friends and neighbors in Orange and Lawrence County, and with a commercial loan office in New Albany. Mid-Southern Savings Bank, where building relationships and building bright futures will always be our #1 priority. Visit us today at 300 North Water Street, Salem, Indiana, or call us at 812-883-2639 or find us online at mid-southernonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field, where the West Washington Senators are tied with North Central right now 0-0. It's the first play of the second quarter, and North Central's trying to capitalize on the big gain there at the last play of the first quarter. 1st and 10, ball's on the 33-yard line. They're going to hand off to the fullback. Fullback's looking for some room. Going to get across the 30 down to the 28-yard line. Going to pick up about 5 again, and going to bring up a 2nd and 5. This is one of those drives that that the defense got not necessarily field position. North Central earned the field position, but nonetheless, one of these that the defense is going to have to be asked to step up.
What is it they say, defenses win championships?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct, and I think that's what it'll be tonight. Thompson under center. He's going to hand it to the fullback. Fullback running hard, and we got up there around his neck, and I think it may be one of those 5-yard face mask penalties.
Yeah, I think so too.
And we'll see what let's see what happens. It's going to be a face mask on West Washington. I think he motioned the 5-yard type. The flag is at the 26-yard line, and so they're going to move the ball forward. It is going to be enough for a North Central first down, and it's going to put it inside the 20 now on the 19-yard line. 11:20 left in the first half. It's West Washington 0, North Central 0. But North Central is now in the red zone and looking for their first score of the ball game. Wishbone formation behind the quarterback under center. Quarterback's number 3, Thompson. Double tight. And they're going to hand it to the fullback. Fullback just dives forward.
Yeah, I was going to say, he takes one step and then just sees a little bit of crease. He just dives forward.
Yeah, once he sees that there's not much of a hole, he literally lunges or dives forward, and he gets across the 15 down to the 14, and he's going to pick up 4, brings up a 2nd and 6. But without that just all-out dive forward, we may have had him for less of a gain. Basinger gets the call off the defensive right inside. He bounces off, and now he's going to try to reverse feed. He lost, and right there is big number 32, Jake Strange. Jake didn't touch the man, but he's the one that stayed home and made him try to make a cut.
Yes.
And he goes all the way back to the 20-yard line. Going to lose 6 or 7, and now we're looking at a 3rd down and 12. Yeah, he tried to reverse field, and Jake Strange played his role. He stayed at home, and he come up the field and was going to make him cut back, and he falls down and loses a big chunk.
I don't know all the awards they give out, but if you give out a most improved defensive player, it's got to be Jake Strange.
Going to give it to the fullback, and he got loose, and he's going to get all the way down inside the 10. That might be enough for a first down. And we have not seen the signal, and it is.
Yeah.
And he needed 12. He got 14, and now the ball's inside the 10-yard line at the 7. And now North Central's knocking on the door. 1st and goal, ball's on the 7. The defense has to get stout here. It's just one of those, just a little crease is all. It's all we give them. The fullback never did get in a stance, but I guess he doesn't have to as long as he's not moving. And they're going to stack him up at the goal line. And they're all thinking he got in, but the side judge says no. He's going to get down to the half-yard line. He's going to bring up a 2nd and goal from the 6-inch line.
Yeah, I'd say they're going to get the fullback again.
The quarterback does go under center, so they could try to sneak it in. The linebacker certainly don't need to be standing in the end zone. They're going to give it to the fullback, and he's going to dive forward, and he gets into the end zone for a touchdown. 9:04 left here in the first half. North Central strikes first. They're looking to the sideline if they want 1 or 2. And no personnel changes. Looks like they're going to go for 2.
Could be a big play.
It certainly could be. The Springs Valley game that came into play, not as much last week, but Springs Valley certainly was. Wishbone double tight. They're going to give it to the scat back, number 11. First time we've seen him carry the football, but he's going to get into the end zone for the successful 2-point conversion. That's Cody Curtis. He's a junior, 5'9", 160. So with 9:04 left in the first half, it's North Central 8, West Washington 0. We're going to step away here, word from our sponsors. You're listening to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM, 1220 AM and 97.9 FM. We'll be back right after this.
Whether your old golf injury has flared up, or you overdid it when landscaping, or that summer barbecue left you with a terrible case of heartburn that just won't quit, Baptist Health Medical Group Family Medicine in Salem has the expertise to get you back to doing what you love most. With convenient walk-in appointments available, our providers are focused on exceptional care. Schedule an appointment today by calling 812-883-5501. Baptist Health, healthcare that's centered on you.
The new menu is here at El Camino's in Salem. Stop in for lunch specials during the week from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. starting at $6.95 and get their all-famous and freshly prepared fajitas for only $8.95. Try their new breakfast burritos, the Mexicano, the Ranchero, and the Bigfoot, filled with black beans, rice, cheese, and scrambled eggs, bacon, and chorizo. Plus, find lots of new surprises in the dinner menu. Come by today for lunch or dinner at 403 Main Street in Salem or call for takeout today at 812-586-0199.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field, North Central to kick it off. They're going to kick it from their own our own 45-yard line. Ball's going to go to Armstrong at the 10-yard line. He's going to get up the middle. He's going to cross the 20. He's going to get taken down there at the 23-yard line where West Washington will take over 1st and 10. After the two-point conversion, there was a personal foul penalty called on West Washington, and that's why North Central kicked it from their own our own 45.
Yeah, and we neither one saw what happened, so we can't give any insight on that.
No details. I did see Coach talking to a player after he talked to the referee, but doesn't necessarily indicate who it was on. 8:59 left in the first half. West Washington looking to get something going on offense. Bobby Stevens on a carry. He's got a seam. He breaks a couple tackles, runs over a guy still on his feet, and he gets all the way down to the 34-yard line. Going to pick up about 12 yards. Going to be enough for a West Washington Senator first down.
And that's the first down of the night for the Senators.
Good push there by the West Washington Senator offense. On this side, you got Jake Strange. Then you got Caleb Murphy. Then you got number 51, Jake Phillips. Then you got, of course, the big number 78, Charles Madden at center on this offensive left-hand side. Bowsman looking to throw. Throws on the flats. It's going to be caught, and that's probably Sanford, or is that? That's Sanford, and he tried to change direction and slipped down. He did catch the ball, get out to the 35, but he's only going to pick up one. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9.
But again, you throw these short passes, and eventually that sets it up for, an out and up or some type of double move, and then you take advantage of deep throws.
And they're not even covering Sanford at this point. They're taking away really the inside for the run. On a pitch to Bobby Stevens. He got a big block. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. And he's going to get knocked out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Big gain. That's 16 and 10. 26 yards. You got a big block by the corner or the wide receiver on this side that sprung him for a first down run.
See, that's what I was talking about. You hit some short passes. That's got to loosen the defense up. And, we've talked all year. It doesn't take much to give Bobby a seam. And then he makes a big play.
I tell you, man, he's one of the once he turns it on, he's one of the fastest backs I've seen. Bobby Stevens up the middle. He's looking for room to dance around in. He gets across the 40 and give him out to the 43-yard line. Going to pick up about 3. We're going to move him back to 2. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, and this is a difference between, Farmersburg and most teams we play. Bobby hit that hole, and he wanted to get to the outside because he saw the opening. And you could see his legs start to go that way. And, someone grabbed a hold of him, and there was nowhere to go.
2nd down and 8. 2 wide receivers split out wide. H-back is Armstrong going to fake it to Bobby. Bowsman got time. Nice! Across the middle. It's going to be caught there by number 18. Is that Mikey Nichols? Mikey Nichols wide open around the middle. He gets chopped down there at the 17-yard line. Going to pick up 21 yards. And it's going to be 1st and 10, West Washington.
again, a balanced attack is what's going to give them problems. And Farmersburg, as you see, takes time out.
Yeah, their coaching staff come off the sideline and was yelling at them, and so they just decided to take a timeout and talk this over. 7:19 left here in the first half. It's North Central 8, West Washington 0, but West Washington has it first and 10 on the 17-yard line. We're going to step away here, a word from our sponsor. You're listening to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM 97.9 FM, 1220 AM. You'll be back right after this.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward Rehabilitation Program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, two great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field. 7:19 left in the first half, and it's North Central 8, West Washington 0. But West Washington took the ball at the 25-yard line, has marched it all the way down to the 17, and they are now knocking on the door inside the red zone. H-back is Armstrong, Bobby next to Bousman. They're going to motion, that's number 1, Parker Green, and he's on a jet sweep, and Parker looking for some room and running hard. That's actually Farmer. That's Chase Farmer on the carry. The 4 kind of looked like a 1 when he come across the line of scrimmage. He's going to get across the 15 down to the 14. Gain 3 yards there, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 7.
Again, a lot of things now for Farmersburg to think about. You know, the jet sweep, the play action, obviously Bobby. You know, Mikey Nichols making the big catch, and obviously they're concerned about Harrison.
Bousman takes a snap. Looks like he's going to give it to Bobby. Bobby looking for some room. Chops his feet, lowers his shoulder, and gets forward. He's going to dive down to the 11-yard line. He's going to pick up 3 more, and now we're looking at a 3rd down and a long 3. Ball's on the 11-yard line, and we need 3 yards to get.
But you got 2 downs.
But we do have 2 downs.
You know, that's a good thing.
Coming into the ball game, that's number 8, Glenn Rankin as the H-back. They're going to move Armstrong to the tailback, and Bobby's now in the slot/wing. And they're going to give it to Armstrong. Armstrong running hard, but he does get hit at the line of scrimmage and stood up. And that's a big hit there by number 70 from North Central, Luke Passmore. He's 6'2", 265. And no gain, and now it's 4th down, and we'll call it 4. 5:50 left here in the first half. It's West Washington 8, North Central 0. West Washington looking to the sideline for the play call.
You just wonder what they got out of that. I mean, putting Bobby up, running Mason up the middle, I mean, there's obviously a reason for that.
Right.
And there's another play that's coming.
Right.
I mean, you just wonder what it's going to be.
West Washington was letting that play clock get down there under 20 seconds, and they called timeout. They're going to talk this over. 5:34 left. It's West Washington 0, North Central 8. Big play when we come back. 4th and 3. You're listening to West Washington Senator Football. We'll be back right after this.
This is Melissa Jeremiah with Hoosier Uplands Home Health Care and Hospice. We have a local team of professionals who are able to care for you in your home. Home care speeds the recovery process and allows a person to heal in their own home. Hospice offers symptom management to those facing the last stages of life. Our professionals are available at 812-849-4447 to answer any questions you have regarding home health care or hospice.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field, where the West Washington Senators face a 4th down and 3, and the ball is on the 11-yard line. And if there's a big play in this first half, it's this one for the West Washington Senator offense. North Central did have a chance to talk it over. We'll see what they come out with. I'd seen them in a 5 front before. Looks like they stay in the 5 front. H-back is Armstrong now. Bobby's back to the tailback position. They're going to pitch to Bobby. Bobby looking for some room. Got some help out front. He makes a great cut, but there to shut the door immediately is North Central's defense, and we both thought he had a first down.
I thought he had a touchdown.
And he made a great cut, but it looked like number 17 comes in there and stops Bobby just short of the sticks.
Wow.
And North Central's going to take over 1st and 10. They actually gave him just a gain of 1, and he needed 4. So they was going to the far side of the field. It might not have been as close as we thought. But Bobby certainly planted his foot and got forward, and I thought he was there. And North Central was able to cut him down.
I just got word we got 5,600 people watching.
That is unbelievable.
Unreal.
Here we go. North Central goes back to the fullback, and that's number 8, Chapman. Chapman's going to barrel his way forward from the 10. He's going to get forward to the 13. He's going to bring up a 2nd and 7. North Central's on the far side of the field now, away from us on the, the east hash. They're heading south now. This is one of those things. We get the ball back at halftime. We're not hurt. We're only down 1 score. All we got to do is do our job here.
Because they're not in any hurry to run plays. I mean, and the way their offense is gone, I mean, they're not going to drive the field in 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
As long as we continue to do our job. They're going to fake it to the fullback, and they're going to give it to Basinger, and he's working his way on the outside, and he's going to get thrown down there by number 19. That is Big Dakota Smith on a tackle, but not before Basinger gets out to the 19-yard line, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1. It's a good play, I tell you. They faked to the fullback, and he was running just as hard as the times he's been getting it. And they gave it to their tailback. Their tailback is 6 foot 185. And they're going to give it to the fullback again, and he's going to get hit and taken down immediately, but not before he gained a yard and a half or 2 yards, and it's going to be enough for a North Central first down. The ball goes across the 20 out to the 22-yard line. There's 4 minutes and 5 seconds left in the first half. West Washington 0, North Central 8. And now they're letting the play clock go way down. Quarterback's going to throw it. He's going to go deep in the middle. And
nice job.
Perfect play by number 4, Bryce Farmer. And he knocks it down, and now it's 3rd down. I'm sorry, that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10. And you can see the quarterback's left-handed. Thompson, he went straight back and threw it right down the middle. And I think they are much more comfortable running the football from the looks of that.
Yeah, I would agree completely. If we can force them to throw, we are in great shape.
Did stop the clock. 3:36 left here in this first half. 2nd down and 10. Ball's on the 22-yard line. They're going to hand it back to the fullback. He's looking for some room, and he got some room. Jake Phillips hits him. But when the linebacker's making that tackle, you know they've made positive yards. And they get out to the 28. Looks like he's going to pick up about 6, and now it's a 3rd down and long 4 for North Central.
Again, as long as we make them snap it again. I mean, 3 minutes. I mean, what'd they get when they started? 1 first down and ran maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes off the clock.
Right.
So, we go in down 8-0 with the ball to start with. We got to feel really good.
Yeah, we're right where we want to be.
Yeah.
They're letting that play clock go all the way down under 5. Thompson goes under center. Wishbone behind him, double tight. They're going to give it to the fullback again. He's running hard. Good play there, number 70.
That's going to be 4th down.
And Binskin made a great play. They're going to mark the ball just beyond the 30, down to the 31, technically, but he's in between the 30 and the 31-yard line. 4th down and 2. 2:36 left here in the first half. It looks like their offense is staying on the field, and they don't think we can stop them.
No. Or they're going to try and draw us off sides.
Yeah, we've got to be watching football.
Seconds off and
call timeout and punt it.
Or they're going to run it down to 1 second, call timeout, and then punt.
Yeah, and if I was Coach Gibson, I might put 11 guys across the line of scrimmage
and go for the ball. We don't put anybody back.
That's right, and we might as well go for it.
Exactly.
And they do let the play clock go all the way down to 1 second. And North Central calls timeout. 2:07 left in the first half. It's West Washington 0, North Central 8. We're going to step away here and work from our sponsors. You're listening to West Washington Center Football on WSLM 1220 AM. And we might just keep her right here as the tablet decides to take a break.
Oh, no.
And so
I'm going to knock on wood. Mine's not shut off yet tonight.
4th down and 2, and now it come back alive. We're going to hear from Ace Hardware, one of our great sponsors. You're listening to West Washington Center Football. We'll be back right after this.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Buying a new grill from a big warehouse is like trying to start your old grill. You can end up standing around by yourself and nothing happens. Not at Ace. We've got an exclusive lineup of premium brands, plus premium service to make sure you get the right grill. That's why grilling starts at Ace.
Our team at Ace Hardware of Salem is here to answer your questions and help you find your dream grill. Stop in today and see why we're the helpful place.
Stain, Soul, Static Shock.
Back here live, it's North Central. They're going to go for this 4th down and 2, and they're going to hand it to the fullback, and he's going to barrel forward, and I think he's going to have enough for a first down. And that's going to be enough for a first down. Stop the clock to move the chains. 2:02 left here in the first half. And I tell you that when they only need 2, the fullback isn't looking to run the football. All he's doing is getting the line of scrimmage and diving forward.
Yeah, and Mr. Chapman has 17 carries for 84 yards here in the first half. So it's kind of been a theme this year. Fullbacks have had success.
And this time they give it to the fullback, but there's some extracurriculars in the backfield, and he's going to go back. Really no gain. He's going to bring up
No, they're giving him a
somehow. Well, I think there's the yardage. No, by God, he's not. That's a gain of a half yard. 2nd down and 9. I mean, they got their feet tangled. He didn't even really get back to the line of scrimmage from what I could tell. But anyway, we've been missing that all year. 2nd and 9, minute 18 left here in the first half. Got a local score. It's Paoli 8, Providence 7. And the last score in the second quarter I seen was Batesville 13, Brownstown 7. Wishbone behind the quarterback, and he's going to give it to number 11. And number 11, Cody Curtis. He's going to scat out there across the 50, past the 45. He's going to get all the way down to the 44-yard line.
And that's the first carry for him outside that 2-point conversion.
And the clock stops, and now it starts with 57 seconds left. This is where West Washington Center's defense. Hey, we're not hurt one bit.
No.
We ought to just continue to do our job, and make them eat the clock up. 45 seconds left. Going to pitch it to Basinger. Bangerzinger's looking for some room. And good tackle there by big number 76, Caleb Murphy. Also there jumping on the piles, number 78, Charles Madden. And we're seeing asking for the clock to stop. And North Central is going to call a timeout. 2-yard gain, we'll call it here on first down. They'll be looking at a 2nd down and 8 when we come back.
And that should leave them 1 timeout left.
35.9 seconds left in the first half. You're listening to West Washington Center Football on WSLM, 1220 AM and 97.9 FM. We'll be back right after this. Well, we're still here. It didn't shut off this time. It doesn't have any sound. So we will continue to try to bring you sponsors throughout the night. But I tell you, some things just get tired. Technology is fickle, and it will abandon you anytime it can. But we're here for live football action anyway. North Central. They're going to go shotgun formation. Going to fake it to Basinger, and Thompson, the quarterback's going to keep it, looking for some room. And he makes a cut, gets a block, and is going to get enough for another first down. He's going to get out across the 35 down to the 33-yard line. Going to pick up about 9 more. The chains move, and so 29.9 seconds left. Yeah, now they ask us to wind it.
And we got to be careful not give them a big play right here at the end of the half and go in down 2 scores.
Back under center. Basinger goes out, and they're on the wishbone. And Thompson's going to drop straight back. He's got some pressure. And just out the hand of Jake Strange. And if there was ever a hold, that was a hold. And
you saw his jersey come out on that.
And Jake even turned around and looked at the guy. And I think that's what happens sometimes. Even the guys in stripes get caught watching the game.
I think.
And he was watching the game and not doing his job. Thompson gets loose, gets across the 30 down inside to the 28, Going to pick up about 4. They're looking at a 2nd down and 6 with 7 seconds left here in the first half. Depends on how this goes. Could be the last play of the half, maybe one play after this. Split out wide. They're going to go to twins formation to this near side. Thompson drops straight back, looks, and there is a stoppage of play. We will see what the indication is.
Called timeout. Or no, we
and
called timeout.
West Washington calls timeout with, 5.7, but I think they're going to reset that to 7.7. We'll be back after this with a big 2nd down play if their sponsors decides to play. And we're going to leave it right here. And this is what you do, the Control-Alt-Delete.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you just
Reset
got to
it, hard
Control-Alt-Delete. Again, like you said, we're gonna get this ball out of halftime, and so if we can keep the ball out of the end zone, it will do us major favors, only being down 1 score.
I agree. I mean, especially that last drive, offensively, we moved the ball. I mean, yeah, we got stopped on the 4th down, but eventually Bobby's going to break one, or we're going to have that big pass play, because you saw on that last drive having success passing, loosen that defense up, and I'm sure at halftime they're going to talk about, what are we going to do? How are we going to defend this?
Our front 4 needs to get some pressure on Thompson. He's in the shotgun formation. He's got the fullback, number 8, Chapman, beside him. You got twins to this near side. You got a wide out by himself on the far side. Snap comes back. He drops straight back, and Strange took just a little bit of a bad angle. But Jake Phillips didn't, and I see a flag, and who knows what that flag's all about.
Where was the flag at? I didn't.
Right back here by Jake. Personal foul horse collar, and that is an unbelievable call on that play right there.
Wow.
And that's the same guy that don't see the hole on the last play, but now calls a personal foul horse collar on West Washington.
I agree completely. I mean, and it wasn't Jake Phillips just reached out, grabbed his jersey, and it wasn't like he grabbed the back of his shoulder pads to pull him down. I mean, that's ridiculous.
So with no time on the clock, North Central's going to get one more play. Coming off the field, number 51, Jake Phillips, and on the field, number 6, Bobby Stevens. Off the field, number 70, Binskin. West Washington defense kind of trying to find their way. Thompson is in the shotgun formation. Basinger, the ball's on the ground, and it's fumbled. He's going to pick it up and look. And what happened here? Why did they must have called it a forward pass. They call an incomplete pass, so the first half is over. West Washington goes into halftime. They trail 8-0, and we will be back after this as long as the spots play.
I mean, they're calling half.
Yeah, there's
these guys are. I mean, usually you get better officials as you progress in the tournament.
Yeah, these guys are a mess. I mean, the guy in the white, he was just looking to give a football to someone, and when someone didn't immediately respond to him, he just chucks the football to the sideline, and now he's just walking off the field.
He wants to get in there and get his Coke and Snickers and hot dog and nachos and everything. So.
Yeah, that was absolutely the bad deal. Now they're hanging around. He's going to try to take a conference with Coach Bousman, and I doubt if Coach Bousman wants to hear his explanation.
I don't think they want to hear Coach Bousman.
Yeah, Bousman just walks right by him as he should. And so with that, we're going to step away and maybe hear a word from our sponsors after the Control-Alt-Delete. You're listening to West Washington Senator Football on 97.9 FM, 1220 AM. We'll be back right after this to bring you some stats and some score updates.
Stain, Sole, and Static Shock. And of course, it's fully warranted by DuPont. So fold up the lawn chair and put the sunscreen away. This carpet sale is too hot to miss. Hurry in before the sun goes down on our very hot summer kickoff sale. It's all happening right now at Bella Martin Store, your authorized Mohawk carpet dealer. We offer free estimates, professional installation, and financing is available. Billy Martin Store is located 5 miles south of Pekin on Highway 335 in the heart of downtown Martinsburg. Or feel free to give us a call at 967-3997 and we'll be glad to help you.
At WSLM, we congratulate all local businesses, large and small, who strive to be the best at what they do. That's why we'd like to congratulate Steve Montsinger and his entire team at Eddie Gilstrap Motors for recently receiving the prestigious President's Award by the Ford Motor Company for both 2016 and 2017, an award presented to only 340 out of 5,000 Ford dealerships. Through surveys collected, customers rate dealerships on their buying experience and the dealer's commitment to their satisfaction, including after the sale. To be recognized in the top 1% and be Blue Oval certified is quite an achievement, but that's what we've come to expect for a business 80 years strong. Whether you're thinking new or pre-owned, including Ford certified pre-owned, financing rates are very attractive right now. Check out their website at EddieGilstrapMotorsInc.com for big discount coupons on service. 207 South Main Street in Salem. When you want the very best, you want Eddie Gilstrap Motors.
Skyline Suites is an environment like no other, with private sunrooms, on-site salon service, activity exercise facility, tastefully designed private rooms equipped with kitchenettes, 55-inch flat-screen TV, cable and phone. You'll feel right at home. Many facilities are institutional and lack the true feeling of home. Skyline Suites and Villas has worked hard to create an environment where you feel part of the family, enjoying exceptional amenities and furnishing, all while surrounded by the peaceful tranquility of quiet country living. Skyline Villas provides independent living villas with 1,750 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage units, all utilities, cable, Wi-Fi, telephone, housekeeping, 24-hour health monitoring, and maintenance included in monthly rate. Villa residents also enjoy meals at Skyline Suites for a discounted rate. Call Ryan Buchanan today for a tour at 812-320-3761.
Let's get on our feet and give a big hand to the starting lineup at McDonald's here in Salem. The Quarter Pounder is coming on the field. Filet of fish and those golden delicious fries are warming up on the sidelines. And now for the feature star of the night, the Big Mac. You'll score every time with a hot, fresh meal from McDonald's in Salem, whether you're there for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Take a time out and stop by before or after the big game to check out their all-day breakfast menu or value menu. Download the McDonald's app and you can get great deals on delicious tastes all day long, including buy 5 McCafe drinks and get 1 free. You'll score every time with the wife and kids when you make a touchdown at the Golden Arches right here in Salem. And don't forget, McDonald's has gift cards so you can give that great fresh taste all season long.
Or stop by 603 South Main Street today. And be sure to tune in at 8 p.m. on Wednesday nights with Bubba Abbott on WSLM AM 1220 and FM 97.9 for Coach's Corner, our live local coaches show that broadcasts live each week from McDonald's in Salem. Tune in to hear what Eastern, Salem, and West Washington coaches have to say about the next big game.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward Rehabilitation Program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, 2 great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
Hey folks, this is Mike King, the Walmart store manager here in Salem. I just want to give a shout out to my associates for winning the Helen Walton Award this year. For you that don't know, the Helen Walton Award is given to a store that is invested in their community. That award is only presented to one store out of the 6,000 in a whole world. To win that is something special, and it was a lot of hard work and dedication and a lot of volunteer time outside of their work hours. And just leave you with Helen's favorite quote: "It's not what you gather in life, it's what you scatter." And we have seen that by our associates and especially by our community. And I also want to thank the community welcoming us and letting us become a part of the Salem, Washington County area. Thank you all for all that you do.
For all your financing needs, stop by Mid-Southern Savings Bank in Salem and talk to Tom Paris or Greg Lamb. Here at Mid-Southern, we're proud to be your locally owned community bank. We cherish the relationships we've established throughout our community, and we also serve our friends and neighbors in Orange and Lawrence County, and with a commercial loan office in New Albany. Mid-Southern Savings Bank, where building relationships and building bright futures will always be our number one priority. Visit us today at 300 North Water Street, Salem, Indiana, or call us at 812-883-2639 or find us online at mid-southernonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Whether your old golf injury has flared up, or you overdid it when landscaping, or that summer barbecue left you with a terrible case of heartburn that just won't quit, Baptist Health Medical Group Family Medicine in Salem has the expertise to get you back to doing what you love most. With convenient walk-in appointments available, our providers are focused on exceptional care. Schedule an appointment today by calling 812-883-5501. Baptist Health, healthcare that's centered on you.
The new menu is here at El Camino's in Salem. Stop in for lunch specials during the week from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. starting at $6.95 and get their all-famous and freshly prepared fajitas for only $8.95. Try their new breakfast burritos, the Mexicano, the Ranchero, and the Bigfoot, filled with black beans, rice, cheese, and scrambled eggs, bacon, and chorizo. Plus, find lots of new surprises in the dinner menu. Come by today for lunch or dinner at 403 Main Street in Salem or call for takeout today at 812-586-0199.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field, where the West Washington Senators are trailing the North Central Farmersburg Thunderbirds 8-0 at halftime. Pretty good first half overall, in my opinion, for the West Washington Senators, just down one score. They're going to get the ball coming out of halftime, so we will see what this chess match brings us here in this second half. And right now, I think we got some stats by Coach Russell.
All right, to recap the scoring, very fast-moving first half. No scoring in the first quarter. The second quarter, North Central Farmersburg takes it in at 9:04 as the fullback Chapman runs it in from 1 yard out. Curtis runs in the two-point conversion, making it 8-0, and that's where we stand here at the half. In the first half, Farmersburg has 10 first downs, ran the ball 34 times for 187 yards, or 5.5 yards per carry. They were 0 out of 3 passing. Again, if we can ever force them into a passing situation, I think that's where we're going to have success. Total plays, they ran 37 in the first half for 188 yards. Chapman was their leading rusher. Their fullback, 18 carries for 85 yards. Basinger, 11 carries for 68 yards. Curtis, 1 carry for 21 yards. Quarterback Thompson, 4 carries for 13 yards. Thompson, as we said, was 0 for 3 passing. Senators in the first half, 4 first downs. Ran the ball 10 times for 54 yards, or 5.4 yards per carry. 3 out of 5 passing for 25 yards. So, again, we're looking more of the underneath short routes to loosen that defense up. We ran 15 total plays in the first half for 79 yards, or 5.3 yards per play. Individually for the Senators, Bobby Stevens, 9 carries for 51 yards. Chase Farmer, 1 carry for 3 yards. Holden Bousman, 3 out of 5 passing for 25 yards. Mikey Nichols, the 1 big catch for 20 yards. And then Harrison Sanford has 2 catches for 5 yards.
As good as we kind of feel about this 8-0 game, North Central's probably got to feel pretty good too, actually. Holding Bobby to 51 yards in the first half and holding us under 100 total yards. Although, it doesn't truly matter when it comes to that. We had a chance to, at the 10 or inside the 10-yard line to put a score on the board that would have this thing tied. but North Central is up 8-0 at this time. So one of those things. It's both teams could probably feel just a little bit okay with where it is, just based on the circumstances in the ballgame.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. And, thinking back last week, we're sitting up here at the Eastern Green game halftime, and then we get a halftime report that Farmersburg Tecumseh is 26-0 or 16-0 at the half and ends up 50-something to, what was it? 0-6, whatever. And, we gotta realize that there's two halves, and I think with the sectional championship on the line, our kids are going to come out, and as we said, we get the ball to start the half. And we had success on our last drive. I mean, what did we have? 3 drives, 3 offensive possessions the first half.
I think that's all we got.
And that's why I hate these running teams.
Yeah, I mean, and right, you just got to make the most of your opportunities, and we certainly created an opportunity there for ourselves there in the second quarter. Just wasn't able to punch it through. But I think we will have other opportunities, and we'll have the first opportunity here in this second half to see what we can do with the opening kickoff. We haven't had a chance, just based on circumstances, to really get our special teams in the ball game. They've punted it 2 or 3 times, but where we don't really have a return guy necessarily, and they've kicked it off to us, but not really. Our special teams, again, just not been. They've been solid. They've not made mistakes, but looking for. Maybe looking for or hoping for a score out of those guys.
Right, and even on the kickoff that they had, that's after a unsportsmanlike penalty on the 2-point conversion, so they're kicking off from our 45 and able to boot it down to the 10-yard line. I think we got it on. So let's see what happens here on the opening kickoff, and if we can take it down and have the success on offense that we did on our last drive, and make this an 8-8 game, then let's see what happens.
You never know. We also talked on some of those runs where we did get the corner. We're trying to beat the guys to the outside, and we kind of just back and forth up here, kind of armchair quarterbacking it, that if our guys kind of look for a cutback, it will work in a couple different ways. One, that we do think there's a couple guys on their team that might be faster than anybody we got, just based on just watching the first half. But then also, if you can plant your foot and get going the other way, it may be footing-wise to our huge advantages. Those guys are going to have to make cuts. And, again, we've had some guys slipping and falling over here. I won't say that the field's in bad shape. It's in good shape, but still, we took 2-3 inches of rain here in the last 48 hours, and it is just a little bit loose out there.
I agree completely. I mean, and it seems like Farmersburg's having more problems than we are with their footing. We've stayed up for the most part. 2 or 3 times we've seen their guys start to cut and go down. So, as you said, some type of misdirection or, get them going one way and come back the other. I mean, it could be a big play. And, I mean, when we're talking big plays, we talked about this off the air, Bobby's probably not going to break a 60, 70-yard run like he does most games. You get a 15, 20-yard play, that's a great play. And, snap it again, make them play defense again, and just move the ball. And that's where, that's the mindset our team's got to have.
Right, and it did seem like we stayed disciplined in the first half. We didn't really try to do too much individually that I could tell. No. We do have a couple mental lapses that we will need to take care of here in the second half. But overall, I felt like we played pretty solid football. And like you said, just to stay disciplined and not give them the easy, anything easy. And that's easier said than done because, the way the fullback's running. I mean, it only takes a seam, and he's able to get up in there. And even when he don't have a seam, I mean, I've never seen a kid just dive forward like he does. Right. And that's got to be a teaching point. That's a teaching point that hey, always make sure you're going forward. I've never seen anyone take it to such extremes as Chapman has. But he had a good first half. 18 carries and 85 yards, so things are working well. So we was able to stay in our 4-4, and I think that's encouraging. We'll see what, if anything, we need to change here in the second half.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the one thing that they may have talked about is in this type of game, you can't have penalties. We were penalized 4 times for 40 yards there in the first half, 2 of them 15-yard penalties. And those 15 yards are huge. I mean, they've had a couple big plays, but, not broke anything. But when you give them 15 yards, then, that shortens the field.
All right, we got a little bit of time here left on the clock. We're going to step away and hear a word from our sponsors. We thank all you listeners out there. We're both on 97.9 AM until 1220. We're on 97.9 FM, let's put it that way, 1220 AM. We're going to listen to a word from our sponsor. You're listening to West Washington Center Football on WSLM, 1220 AM.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward rehabilitation program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, 2 great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
This is Melissa Jeremiah with Hoosier Uplands Home Health Care and Hospice. We have a local team of professionals who are able to care for you in your home. Home care speeds the recovery process and allows a person to heal in their own home. Hospice offers symptom management to those facing the last stages of life. Our professionals are available at 812-849-4447 to answer any questions you have regarding home health care or hospice.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Buying a new grill from a big warehouse is like trying to start your old grill. You can end up standing around by yourself and nothing happens. Not at Ace. We've got an exclusive lineup of premium brands, plus premium service to make sure you get the right grill. That's why grilling starts at Ace.
Our team at Ace Hardware of Salem is here to answer your questions and help you find your dream grill. Stop in today and see why we're the helpful place.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field, where clock's running down, ready to start the second half. West Washington's going to start behind 8-0, as North Central was able to put 1 score on the board in the first half. They will be receiving this opening kickoff, and it could be the last half for these 6 seniors we got. Caden Nables, Tyler Cox, Nick Baker, Mikey Nichols, Dakota Smith, and Jake Phillips, all in their senior year and looking at the last 2 quarters of their career if they can't get this thing turned around. A couple local scores at halftime. It's Providence 10, Paoli 8, and also at half it is Batesville 20 and Brownstown 7. And talking to some of the Salem players and coaches and family, that Brownstown was really, really tough, and for them to be down 2 scores at half, it just that's hard to believe. Number 4 now. That's the quarterback that was number 3 in the first half. He switches jersey to number 4. He kicks it off, and it's Mason Armstrong, and he goes right up the middle. He gets across the 40. He's going to go down at the 42-yard line where West Washington will take over 1st and 10 with great field position.
And he did exactly what we've talked about for how many ever years we've been on the radio. As a returner, you catch that full speed, go full speed straight ahead, and that's exactly what Mason did there.
And he was in the middle of the field, which is where all your help is. Mm-hmm. That's where it seems like that's where all the defenders are too. But once you get through those couple defenders, you then have open field to cut either way, and that's why you always want to get up in the middle. Handoff goes to Bobby Stevens. Bobby's gets some blocks, and a big pile of guys there in front of him, but he gets out across the 45 down to the 47-yard line. He's going to pick up 5 yards there on 1st down. Brings up a 2nd down and 5. Good push by the West Washington Senator offensive line.
Yeah. We look just a tad bit quicker on this first drive here, or first couple possession or plays here in the second half.
Trips goes out to the right-hand side of the field. Bobby Stevens in the slot. They're going to throw it out to Bobby. Bobby catches it, gets forward, takes a shot, but going to get forward progress all the way up to the Eastern Green 45-yard line. Going to pick up 9 yards. That's going to be enough for a 1st down for West Washington. Good, solid play by the West Washington offense.
Yep. I like it.
Number 3, Sanford, comes to this near side. Split out wide to the far side is Mikey Nichols by himself. H-backs Armstrong. Then you got Bobby Stevens next to Bousman in the shotgun formation. Now Armstrong switches sides. Bousman goes straight back, looks, sets his feet, got plenty of time, turns, and he lets it fire down the field. And it's big! Oh, yes! It's Jake Phillips! It's Jake Strange! It is not Jake Phillips, it's Jake Strange. He catches it on the 10-yard line where West Washington's going to be 1st and 10.
I think Holden surprised them with that because they're covering underneath Jake because I think they didn't think Holden had the arm to get it over their head. And Holden, you saw, planted his feet.
That's right.
And let it go.
And he threw a strike to big 32, Jake Strange. And now we're going to give it to Bobby. No, he's going to keep it. And he's looking. He makes a great cut. But he tries to dance one too many times. And number 17, that's Isaac Bonikers, comes up with a big tackle. And it's going to stop Bousman for no gain.
That was a great fake. But again, you saw, those of you that were watching on the live stream, I mean, you see the speed that this team's got.
Yeah, because those couple moves you would have thought would have could have
those are the
broke
moves
something.
that we saw last week that against Eastern Green that got the convincing first down.
All right, Bousman fakes. Now he's looking.
Don't go to
and he throws it again, and it's going to go through the hands of number 3 Sanford, and it's going to be picked off in the end zone by number 17 Isaac Bonikers, and that's a mistake for the West Washington Senators. That's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
It was a good throw, went right through the hands of the receiver, but right into the breadbasket of North Central. And after all that momentum, it gets stamped out here early in the third quarter. So West Washington's going to have to regroup and now come up with a big stop here for the defense. West Washington's 4-4, and they're going to overload the line. They're going to throw it, pitch it to number 2 Basinger, and he really has nowhere to go.
Well, but I'll bet you they'll mark it 1 or 2 yards ahead.
And they're going to actually say that he didn't get anything that time. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10.
That may be a first this year.
Yeah. Yeah, they seem to always get 1 or 2 yards. 9:26 left in the third quarter, opening drive of the second half for North Central after West Washington takes it right down the field but turns it over in the end zone, and they come up scoreless. And they're going to hand it to the fullback. Fullback's running hard. It's big 76. Caleb Murphy gets there first and throws the quarterback or the fullback sideways after a gain of 2. And now it's a 3rd down and 8 for North Central.
The thing I'm noticing is, and I don't know whether Farmersburg had a fumbling problem or not, but every time we are tackling, we are ripping at that ball. And I've not noticed that through the first 11 games.
Murphy and Strange switch sides. Going to motion Basinger. Going to hand it to the fullback.
He lost
yeah, it was Basinger on the carry, and I think him and the quarterback got his feet tangled up, and they go backwards again. It's going to take it back to the 20, and the West Washington Senator defense comes up big with a stop.
That's huge. I mean, you know, we've had success on offense. Yeah, we threw the interception, and look who's back to return punts right now.
Bobby Stevens back for the Senators, and number 28, that is Jaden Cowden to punt it away for North Central, but they do have trips out to this side. We'll see if he punts it. And he does.
It straight
out
of bounds.
It's going to be an angled kick, and it's going to hit at the West Washington Senator 40, and that's where North Central will down it, and it will be 1st and 10. West Washington. So they will start with great field position, will the West Washington Senator offense. This is where we just got to continue to chip away and be patient. And, again, the drive we had last time, that's what we need to do.
Exactly. You mixed it up. But, you know, just putting Bobby back there as a threat on that punt return, you know, it makes it a 20-yard punt.
Right.
It gives us great position.
Yeah, right. You don't always have to return it, and but they certainly don't want to kick it to him. So he angled it, and it was to our advantage. And Armstrong thought he jumped off sides, but he's able to move. He resets. Now Bousman's looking
big hole. Oh, he lost his foot.
Yeah, he officially faked his own self out right there, and if he just set his foot in the dirt and got forward, he had some room. But nonetheless, it's going to be a gain of 3. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, he wanted to juke that one guy out because if he gets by him, you know, he's probably inside 20. Well, against most teams. I mean, this team might be a little bit different.
H-back is Armstrong. And that time it is a false start on West Washington. Was trying just a little too hard. Jake comes out of his stance and does the hook block, but he was the only one moving. So the ball's going to go back to the 42-yard line, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 12. 7:23 left here in the third quarter. It is North Central 8, West Washington 0. Handoff goes to Bobby Stevens. Bobby looking for some room. Some good blocks. Number 5, Mason Armstrong with the great block. Bobby gets down to the 30. Going to pick up 12, and the spot is right on the sticks.
Giving it to him.
And they're not going to measure. That's a 1st down, West Washington Senator offense. That's a great play. Good push by the West Washington Senator offensive line. Bobby is now to the right of Holden. Holden takes a snap, going to fake it to Bobby, and he's going to keep it. And he's got some room, and he's cutting.
There's
and
a hold.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold on number 10. Mikey Nichols is once he again, he knows this. Once he disengages, you have to take your hands off of him. And then it was right in front of him. I think he's kind of questioning it, but I seen it, and I can't fault the guy for calling a hold if that's what it is.
That was an obvious hold.
It's going to be holding on the West Washington Senators, and so we got away with the penalty there in that the first go around, but now this one's a big one. Going to take us back 10, and now we're looking at a 1st down and 20. Ball's all the way back on the 40-yard line again.
And this is what we got to avoid. I mean, we've talked about it numerous times.
6:48 left here in the third quarter. West Washington 0, North Central 8. Bowsman, shotgun formation, H-backs Armstrong. They're going to pitch it out to Bobby. Bobby looking for some room. Makes a big cut, but there is a North Central Farmersburg defender there at the line of scrimmage, and they're going to get him down low. Good tackling football team, and going to stop him for no gain. They're going to bring up a 2nd and 20. Number 8, fullback Blake Chapman on the stop. Sanford goes to the far side of the field. Here to the near side is Mikey Nichols. And Bobby Stevens is next to Bowsman. H-backs Armstrong. Holden's going to look to throw. Looks good. Now fires across the middle, and it's going to be tipped by a North Central defender, and it's going to end up over the head of number 3, Harrison Sanford. It's falling incomplete, and now we're at a 3rd and 20. Our offense has certainly got some work to do now.
Yeah, definitely. That last pass play, we had 2 receivers there within 2 yards of each other, and not only 2 receivers, that brings 2 defenders in, which makes it extremely tough. So I'm not sure what the miscommunication was there.
Jake Strange is split out wide here to this near side. You got Trips to the far side, Bobby Stevens in the slot. Holden takes a snap, drops straight back, and look, now he didn't set his feet, and he throws it up there, and it's going to be intercepted by number 2, Basinger, and he can't throw when he doesn't have footing. He just if there's no one there, he just needs to throw it out of bounds.
I would agree.
That one, it was an interception from the time he let it go.
Yeah.
5:50 now left here in the third quarter, and that's the 2nd turnover of this second half already for the West Washington Senators.
We've had chances. I mean,
we was able to stop them on the last turnover and change the momentum back to us. Let's see if we can do it again. Number 8 Chapman on the carry, and the fullback's going to get forward. They take over at the 20. He's going to get forward to the 23-yard line, pick up 3. To bring up a 2nd and 7. Good play by the West Washington Senator defense. Clock continues to run. We're under 5.5 minutes in the third quarter left. They're taking their time is North Central. Under center is their quarterback. I'm going to give it to the fullback again. Fullback's running. Jake Phillips, number 51 there. Along with 1 or 2 other Senators also coming off the piles. Number 3, Sanford. Number 76, Murphy there. Going to get 3 more. Now it's a 3rd and 2. We'll see if we can maybe go for a little bit of a risk here and see if we can stunt this fullback. Fullback gets the carry. He's going to go straight forward. He needed to get to the 30, and he got to the 31. It's going to be enough for a North Central 1st down. Clock stops. There's 4:44 left in the third quarter. And they're going to reset the chains. And the clock goes again. North Central leads 8-0. It's been a half of turnovers so far for West Washington's offense. They turned it over in the end zone and then turned it over at the 20. So we've been we've been there, had an opportunity or two, but just not able to capitalize on it. And North Central looks very methodical, very disciplined to take this under 10 seconds each time they snap the football.
There we go.
And the quarterback tries to keep it that time, and that's what we got to do is make someone other than Chapman hurt us. The quarterback, he changed his jersey at halftime, and now he's number 4, Ty Thompson. Rides the fullback and pulls it, and then takes it forward, gets a gain of 2. Going to bring up a second down and 8.
Our defense is doing a tremendous job, and, our offenses move the ball. I mean, we just got to eliminate the silly mistakes with penalties and, avoid the turnovers.
And, I think they've got direct orders to not snap it before the play clock gets to 10.
Under 5 is what I'd say.
And now they're going to Basinger. He's going to try to get outside. It looked like a hold there by number 5 on our number 5. And there's no call, and Coach Bowsman's furious. Everyone's seen it, and they keep the flags in their pocket. He's going to bring up. He's going to pick up about 7. Going to pick up to the 40-yard line. We're just going to bring third down and 1.
I'm guessing fullback.
They're going to bring it in tight, and the fullback gets the carry, and he rumbles forward to the 46-yard line. Going to pick up 6. Just needed 1.5 or 2. It's going to be enough for a North Central first down.
That should have been backwards right there. That last play should have went backwards. I don't know what this guy was looking at right here.
First and 10, North Central. And, our coaching staff's just a little bit upset, and everyone in our stands is upset that you can't miss the obvious ones. These guys have done it 2 or 3 times tonight.
Yeah, they're waiting until it gets down to 5 seconds before they even snap.
Going to give to Basinger. Bangers are looking for some room. He's going to get it to the 49-yard line of West Washington. Going to pick up about 5, and going to bring up a 2nd and 5. And our middle linebackers have certainly getting the workout.
Yeah.
Clock goes under 2 minutes here in the third quarter. It's North Central 8, West Washington 0. West Washington Center defense needs to stay disciplined. Just keep doing their job. We'll get a stop.
Yes, we will.
And cut blocks there at the line of scrimmage, but the fullback gets forward, gets across the 45. Going to be spotted at the 44. It's going to end up bringing up a third down and 1.
And that's the 24th carry of the night for Chapman.
West Washington staying in there 4-4. North Central just comes to the line of scrimmage and stands until the play clock gets to about 5, and then they go to work. Quarterback's going to keep it, looking for some room. He only needed 1. He gets forward and then driven backwards, but I think they're going to give forward progress of a 2-yard gain. That's going to be enough for a North Central first down. Big pile of football players there in the middle of the field. And they're just a hodgepodge of everyone there. 51 Phillips was there, Binskin was there, Madden was there, along with that many offensive players in the mix too. Clock's going to run down to 50 seconds now left in the third quarter.
Probably be the last play of this quarter.
Thompson goes under center, going to fake it to the fullback, and he's going to give it to the junior running back, number 11, Cody Curtis. And he's going to get forward to the 39-yard line, pick up 4, and it's going to bring up a second down and 6.
Yep, I'd say that's the last play of the quarter.
And if it's based on if they run the same pace as they have been, they will just let the clock run out. That'll be the end of the third quarter, where it's North Central 8, West Washington 0. A quarter where West Washington had some opportunities but was unable to capitalize. We're going to step away here and work from our sponsors. You listen to West Washington Center Football on WSLM, 1220 AM and 97.9 FM. We'll be back right after this.
Stain, Sole, and Static Shock. And of course, it's fully warranted by DuPont. So fold up the lawn chair and put the sunscreen away. This carpet sale is too hot to miss. Hurry in before the sun goes down on our very hot summer kickoff sale. It's all happening right now at Bella Martin Store, your authorized Mohawk carpet dealer. We offer free estimates, professional installation, and financing is available. Bella Martin Store is located 5 miles south of Beacon on Highway 335 in the heart of downtown Martinsburg. Or feel free to give us a call at 967-3997, and we'll be glad to help you.
At WSLM, we congratulate all local businesses, large and small, who strive to be the best at what they do. That's why we'd like to congratulate Steve Montsinger and his entire team at Eddie Gilstrap Motors for recently receiving the prestigious President's Award by the Ford Motor Company for both 2016 and 2017, an award presented to only 340 out of 5,000 Ford dealerships. Through surveys collected, customers rate dealerships on their buying experience and the dealer's commitment to their satisfaction, including after the sale.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field, where we are ready to start the fourth quarter. North Central's looking at a 2nd down and 6, and the ball is on the West Washington Center 39-yard line. Change of the quarter means they're going to head north, and they're going to head towards the scoreboard. And their fullback, Chapman, gets the carry. He's going to get across the 35 down to the 34-yard line. He's going to pick up 5, and now North Central will be looking at a 3rd down and 1.
Be interesting to know how many carries he averages coming in tonight, because I don't believe he was their main ball carrier.
Just by the looks of it, I'd say Basinger is they're probably the primary back. Yep. But again, they've watched film and they probably thought they could do some damage with the fullback. And he gets another carry, hops forward at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to get out to the 31-yard line, and we will see what happens here. There's a flag coming in, and
hopefully it's a hold.
It was Madden was tied up with one of their offensive linemen. We'll see what the call is. You know, the defender has every right to throw the offensive guy off of him, and they're going to call a personal foul on the defensive guy. You know, if the offensive guy is driving you back, you can grab him and throw him to the ground. That's called football. These guys called it a personal foul. So with the 1st down, they're going to go 15 yards more, and that's going to give the ball 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line now for North Central. We'll see if we can keep them out of the end zone here. To go down 2 scores is going to be a tall task.
70 yards and penalties on the Centers tonight.
Well, I've seen 35 yards of penalties on North Central, just didn't get called. Under center goes quarterback's going to keep it and drop for a loss is the number 4 Thompson. Big defensive play there by number 32 Jake Strange. 2nd down and 12.
It's going to be fun to watch Jake progress next 2 years. I mean, it's hard to imagine this kid's just a sophomore, the way he's came on last few weeks.
Well, and yeah, to look at him, he's still just a raw kid. You know, he put some meat on the frame. He's going to be hard to handle. And fullback gets forward, and there is a flag on the play.
There's flags on the outside too.
Flags on the outside, and we'll see what the call is. I think Coach Bousman finally said, "Man, I've been telling you guys this all night, and you finally get."
They've only been penalized one time for 5 yards.
Right, and so we'll see. We got an illegal shift, it looks like, but then we're also going to have a
false start,
and then a false start and a hold on North Central, and so we're going to take them back with that, and all of a sudden, North Central made a mistake.
Maybe that's what we need.
10:23 left here in this ball game. North Central 8, West Washington 0.
And you put them behind the chains, which they have not been all night long. And, if we can get a stop here or limit Chapman to 2 or 3 yards and force them to throw on 3rd and 4th down, I like our chances. I'll probably eat those words, but based on what we've seen.
Ball goes back to the 28-yard line. North Central looking at a 2nd and 22. I would say they're going to hand it to Chapman again on 2nd down. But before they can run a play, their coach sprints down the sideline and calls a timeout. So with that chance, we're going to get back to our sponsors. You listen to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM 1220 AM, 97.9 FM. We'll be back right after this.
At WSLM, we congratulate all local businesses, large and small, who strive to be the best at what they do. That's why we'd like to congratulate Steve Montsinger and his entire team at Eddie Gilstrap Motors for recently receiving the prestigious President's Award by the Ford Motor Company for both 2016 and 2017, an award presented to only 340 out of 5,000 Ford dealerships. Through surveys collected, customers rate dealerships on their buying experience and the dealer's commitment to their satisfaction, including after the sale. To be recognized in the top 1% and be Blue Oval certified is quite an achievement, but that's what we've come to expect for a business 80 years strong. Whether you're thinking new or pre-owned, including Ford certified pre-owned, financing rates are very attractive right now.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field with the West Washington Senators. Have got North Central back at a 2nd and 22. The ball's at the 28-yard line. They're going to give it to Basinger, and we had a guy there, but he made him miss, and now he gets around the corner, makes a corner miss, and he's going to get run out of bounds. Inside the 30, he's going to go down to about the 27.
Well, that's a 17.
17. He's going to get inside the 20 down to about the 17-yard line. Going to pick up about 9 there. And brings up a 3rd down and 12. Maybe, it's 12. 10:01 left here in the ball game. And our defense is going to be asked to step it up one more time. They've got
2 plays.
A hard count. They tried, and they give it to Basinger, and he's there, got him behind the sticks, and we stack him up. We push him backwards, and now he's going to go behind the 20. No, they're going to give him forward progress of just a loss of 1, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and long for North Central.
Again, I mean, it's not just this Farmersburg team that has, tremendous team speed. Very few teams have been able to get the outside on us all year long. I mean, where teams have had success is running straight ahead.
Right. Ball goes back to the 20. It's 4th and 14, and North Central's going to go for it. The ball is on the West Washington Senator 20-yard line. Big play for the Senator defense. And Thompson's going to throw it. He rolls to his left. He's a left-handed quarterback. He's looking, falls down is Strange, but he didn't even get close to the first down sticks, and West Washington's going to take over 1st and 10 on downs at the 13-yard line. Big Jake Strange had him in his sights, but he slipped and fell, and that triggered the quarterback to try to get yards, but we ran him out of bounds well before the sticks. And so it's going to bring a 1st down and 10. And I'll tell you what, you talking about a stand for the West Washington Senator defense, that's a stand right there.
Last 2 weeks especially, our defense has played outstanding.
And now our offense has just got to get something going. Try not to do too much early.
All right, we're inside 20, and
that's Bobby territory. Handoff goes to Bob, and he's looking for some room, cuts it back, running hard, still on his feet, and he almost broke it for a touchdown. I tell you what, just one little broken tackle, and I don't think anyone's going to catch him. He gets 10, and it's going to bring up a 1st down and 10 for West Washington.
Like we talked about at the beginning, maybe they're starting to wear down. I mean, these guys are going both ways.
Well, they're certainly humongous. And
maybe not.
And there's some, a lot of meat getting thrown around. That time, number 77, the defensive end, just come untouched. No one touched him. And he was able to get Bobby in the backfield and drop him for no gain. Brings up a 2nd down and 10. Ball's out on the 22-yard line. West Washington looking for a call from the sideline. Number 3, Sanford, comes to the slot on this near side. Mikey Nichols split out wide on the near side. Bobby next to Bousman. Going to fake it to Bobby. Going to throw it out there, and it's going to be caught there by Armstrong on the flats. And what a great play there by Armstrong. Spins out of the tackle of number 2, Basinger, and is going to get forward to the 28-yard line to pick up 6. And now we've got a manageable 3rd down here and 4. 8:01 left here in the ball game.
Again, that's those short, safe passes, and as we said, puts us in a very manageable 3rd and 4.
North Central 8, West Washington 0. And I tell you, that should have been a timeout, and that's just terrible. The guy in the middle, he hasn't done anything all night. He's watching North Central Farmersburg kid tie a shoe. In my opinion, that's a equipment timeout. He sits there and watches him tie a shoe while we snap the ball. He wasn't willing to stop the play. Bobby gets forward really for no gain. Going to bring up a 4th down and 4. The ball's now on the 30-yard line.
But we got to go for it. I mean, if we punt, we may not touch the ball again the rest of this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is a no-brainer. Got to go for it. Big play. Ball's on the let's call it the 29. 4th down and 4. Twins to this near side. We're going to throw it. We're looking for Mikey Long, and now we got to go short, and it's going to be off the hands of number 3 Sanford. It's going to go incomplete, and North Central is going to take over 1st and 10 deep in the West Washington Center territory. And that was just one of those that we looked and just didn't have anything, and so now we're the defense is going to have to step up one more time. 6:57 left here in the ball game, and North Central takes over 1st and 10.
So you're going to see a lot of Mr. Chapman.
Quarterback goes under center, and he's going to give it to Chapman. Chapman running hard, and our defense is still playing hard. And a big pile, but he gets forward to the 26-yard line. Going to pick up about 4. And they'll bring up he's going to give him 3. He's going to bring a 2nd down and 7. There's 19 seconds left. The quarterback gets the call from the sideline, just walks up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to let this play clock tick down until about 5. 6:20 left in the ball game. It's North Central 8, West Washington 0.
Providence is just taking the lead 17-8 over Paoli.
Number 11 here on the carry. That is Cody Curtis, only his 3rd or 4th carry. He's going to get forward.
4th carry.
They're going to give him a yard. Maybe 2. Now it's a 3rd and 5. Good play by the West Washington Senator defense. 5:54 left in the ball game. It's North Central 8, West Washington 0. Those turnovers there in the 3rd quarter, those hurt. We've had opportunities. We're just not able to get it into the end zone. Big play here by the defense. I'll give you $5 if they don't hand it to Chapman. They're going to give it to Basinger, the tailback. I owe you $5 now. But he makes a cut, and he's going to the end zone, and it's going to be a touchdown, North Central. Number 2, Basinger on a 24-yard carry with 5:23 left here in the ballgame. And that might just be enough to be it for the West Washington Senators. See if they go for 1 or 2. I don't see any substitutions, so it looks like they're going to go for 2.
I would say they don't have a kicker.
Thompson comes to the line of scrimmage under center. Same formation, double tight. Wishbone behind them. And they're going to give it to the fullback, and he fumbles it. And it's going to be no good on the 2-point conversion. So with that, it's North Central 14, West Washington 0. 5:23 left here in the ball game. We're going to step away, hear a word from our sponsor. You're listening to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM 1220 AM.
Skyline Suites is an environment like no other, with private sunrooms, on-site salon service, activity exercise facility, tastefully designed private rooms equipped with kitchenettes, 55-inch flat-screen TV, cable and phone. You'll feel right at home. Many facilities are institutional and lack the true feeling of home. Skyline Suites and Villas has worked hard to create an environment where you feel part of the family, enjoying exceptional amenities and furnishing, all while surrounded by the peaceful tranquility of quiet country living. Skyline Villas provides independent living villas with 1,750 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage units, all utilities, cable, Wi-Fi, telephone, housekeeping, 24-hour health monitoring, and maintenance included in monthly rate. Villa residents also enjoy meals at Skyline Suites for a discounted rate. Call Ryan Buchanan today for a tour at 812-320-3761.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field, and Thompson kicks it away to the West Washington Senators, and there is a stoppage of play, and we'll see what the call is. I don't see any penalty flags. It's going to be, I guess, a false start. They seem to be moving backwards 5 yards, so they're going to put the ball in the 25, and North Central's going to kick it again. An update of the Batesville-Brownstown game. It's Batesville 20, Brownstown 14 in the third quarter. That was a 2-score game, and now Brownstown's got it back to 1 score. They're going to angle it, and it's going to be Bobby Stevens at the 25-yard line. Getting to the middle, looking for some room, makes a good cut, and he's going to get tackled down at the 42-yard line, and that's where West Washington will take over, 1st and 10. 5:16 left in the ball game. It's North Central 14, West Washington 0.
Yeah, and the thing is we got to be a little bit more urgent. Now getting the line quick, snapping it quick. I know we go no huddle, but we're going to have to pick the pace up because we got to get 2 scores here in the last 5 minutes.
H-back is Armstrong. Armstrong gets the call, gets hit at the line of scrimmage, and going to go sideways, going to go forward for about 2. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 8. Snap goes back to Bowsman, drops straight back. We got 5 wide receivers, and he's just going to throw it out there in the flats, intended for number 6, Bobby Stevens. Not really, he had some pressure, and so he just threw it away, as he should have. Brings up a 3rd and 7. 4:47 left in the ball game. West Washington's down 2 scores, looking for anything at this point. 2 down territory. Mikey Nichols and Harrison Sanford on this near side. H-back's Armstrong. Bobby Stevens next to Bowsman. Fake to Bobby, and he fakes everybody out. And now he's looking for some room. And he's across the 45, cuts it back to the 40. And he's going to pick up about 15 yards, will be enough for West Washington Senator 1st down.
Yeah, nice job that time by Holden getting to the outside, made one guy miss, and reset the chains.
He was being spied there by number 2, Basinger, as the middle linebacker, but he was not able to make the play, and Holden took advantage. Hand off to Bobby. Bobby running hard up in the middle. He's going to get inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line. Going to pick up 3. 2nd and 7. Wide receiver each side of the football now. H-back's Armstrong. Straight back, and there's a flag on the field. And since they stopped the play, it must have been that we was lined up offsides. A lot of times a wide receiver will look and ask to be on or off. And we're going to go back 5 yards. It's going to bring up a Man, we went back 7 yards. Why did we go back 7 yards? Bowsman throws the pass intended for Sanford, and everyone up here in the booth's asking why we went back 7 yards. It's a false start, dead ball penalty. It was 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, they moved it up. Yeah,
no, they haven't. They moved the ball back 7 yards. I tell you, these guys are clueless. They don't. There's a few of them that's not made a call all night, and when they're asked to do their job, they're just failing. Bowsman's looking. He's going to throw it across the middle, and it's going to be intercepted there by number 2, Basinger, his second interception of the ball game. And with 3:51 left, I think North Central's going to run this clock out.
I'd say you're right.
That's the third turnover here in the second half for West Washington. We didn't have a turnover in the first half, did we?
No, we did not.
And so, again, just a tough second half for the Senators. Had some opportunities, but North Central is just going to try to chew up this remainder of this clock. Under 4 minutes left. 3:51 left in the ball game. It's North Central 14, West Washington 0. Double tight. They're going to give it to the scat back, number 11. That is Cody Curtis, and Jake Strange does his job yet again.
I mean, he's playing hard and disciplined.
He's just a darn good football player. There's to look physically, Murphy looks really intimidating, and he is. I'm not saying he's not a big kid, and you would tend not to run towards him. But I tell you, you can't run towards Jake Strange right now, and he's a sophomore, like you said.
And I think that's the key is, everybody looks at Murphy. They've seen what he's done, first part of the season last year, and they're like, we can't run at that kid, so we're going to run at 32. And, Jake's not letting anybody outside of him. And, he's came up big play after big play, the last 2-3 weeks. And, as we said, pretty much this entire defense and offense is back next year. And, I expect Jake and Caleb to, just totally dominate. And, our defensive linemen, our linebackers are going to be a year older, a year stronger. So, the defense is going to be very successful, is my guess.
I tell you what, growing up watching the defensive end position, there's a couple guys that comes to mind that played defensive end just about as good as that I've ever seen. And they're brothers, Daniel Brown and his little brother J.J. Brown. Those guys could play defensive end just as good or better than anybody I've ever seen. And I tell you, as a sophomore, Jake Strange is he looks like those guys already.
But I agree. And the thing of it is Jake's came on the last couple 2-3 weeks, whatever it is. You think about before that, Landon Pearson. The season that he's had. So you're really talking about 3 defensive ends, and being able to rotate those kids next year. Because, they all play both ways, and especially when you're talking August, September, when you've got some heat and being able to rotate guys in and not lose a thing, you don't find a lot of 1A schools that have the ability to do that.
Yeah, West Washington, it does look like they're going to come up short here, but I tell you what, next year we're going to have a really competitive football team.
I would agree completely.
Handoff goes to Chapman, and I tell you what, there was a collision there in the middle, and that was some good football by number 78, Charles Madden. I love to see that. The ball gets out to the 38, and they're going to give a first down to North Central, and that's a great football play.
Yes. Yeah, I think if you'd ask most people, at the beginning of the season, what their expectations were for the Senator football team, very few people would have picked them to be in the sectional finals, the second place team in the conference, simply because you had so many sophomores and juniors playing crucial roles. And even though most of them played last year, they were in different positions than what they were used to. And, it's just been an outstanding season for these group of kids. And, I was told this week that this year's seniors is the winningest group of seniors that Senator football has ever had.
I agree. There's a lot of good things to come here from the West Washington Senator football team. Just got an update in the fourth quarter. It's Providence 17 and it's Paoli 15. And that game is at Paoli, and I'll tell you that there in Orange County, they are looking for something good.
I'll tell you
what a great tackle there by number 5, Mason Armstrong, and he actually pulled the kid's pants plumb down.
Yeah. Well, he gave him his towel back, too.
Holy smokes. And an update, Batesville, Brownstown. Brownstown was down 2 in the first half, 2 scores. It is now Brownstown 21 and Batesville 20. That's a good football game there. And we had a good football play there by number 5, Mason Armstrong, another guy that's going to be coming back. And, he's taken down their big 5'10", 185 halfback and made a great football play. Loss of 2, brings up a second down and 12. They're going to give the Chapman straight forward. He barrels in there. He's going to get across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Going to pick up about 6. And if they started 12 out and 6, that's probably a 3rd down and 7 or so.
My understanding is we're up close to 8,000 people watching on live stream, including a lot of people from North Central. And, it's embarrassing, I'm sure, for their school to see some of the comments that they're putting out there.
Oh, really?
Oh,
well,
yeah.
It's
what you expect, though. I've coached there.
Right. Yeah, there's class acts and then there's not, and sometimes sometimes it's just what you run into. Quarterback's going to keep it and try for some yards, and much like all night long, he didn't get much. Brings up a 4th down for North Central, so with 2 minutes left, the West Washington Center is going to force a punt.
Yeah, and we will get the ball back, and, let's end this season on a positive note.
Ball is back on the 41-yard line. It's 4th and 7. And they're going to punt it back. Number 4, Chase Farmer, to return it for the Senators. It's 5 seconds left on the play clock, and he's going to punt it. We went for the block. Got a good punt, too. It's going to land at the 30 and take a eastwardly bounce yet again. Go out of bounds about the 25-yard line where West Washington will take over 1st and 10 with 1:22 left. They trail 14-0, and probably a little bit too much to ask for a W at this point. But like you said, we can still end it on a high note.
Exactly. Go out with class. Not everybody can do that, and, that's one thing that we preach here at West Washington is we are classy, win or lose.
2 wide receivers to this near side. You got Bousman with Bobby Stevens on in the backfield. Got to hand off to Bobby. Bobby looking for some room, running hard. Gets up in the middle, and going to get out to the 28-yard line. Going to pick up about 3 more. And, Bobby came into this ball game with 2,245 yards. I'm sure he's went up over 2,300 now for the season. Yeah. Throw out there in the flats. It's going to be caught there by Sanford. Sanford stays on his feet, looking for the sideline. He's going to go out at the 38-yard line. He's going to pick up 9 more. It's going to be enough for West Washington Center. 1st down, gets out of bounds, so he stops the clock.
Yeah.
59.3 left.
Bobby's got 85 yards tonight.
2 wide receivers go to the far side now. H-back is Armstrong. Bousman looks. Fires across the middle. Caught by Nichols, and he's at the 50-yard line. And they're going to blow it dead right there. And that's going to be a pickup of 11 yards. He's going to get to the North Central 49-yard line. 1st and 10, West Washington. 50 seconds left in the ball game. We're going to throw it out in the flats to Bobby Stevens. Bobby's looking for some room. He's got some room. He's out across the 40, down into the 39-yard line. Going to pick up 10 more, and it's going to be 1st and 10, Bobby's West Washington.
I'm sure Farmersburg is getting, they're anxious to celebrate after being in this sectional final the last 3 years, but at the same time, I think there's probably some pride out there where they do not want to give the score up here in the last 40 seconds.
Right. Bousman throws out in the flats again, and it's going to be intended for number 3, Sanford. It's going to go out past his outstretched arms, and he's got a lower back deal, and he's not up quite yet. So that's going to stop the clock, 37.3 seconds left. And Sanford, again, he dove and stretched all at the same time, and it's his lower back, and Coach Bousman's out there with him, and he's in some pain. take this opportunity to thank all of our sponsors this year, and we're going to hear from them as we step away and see how Sanford's doing. You're listening to West Washington Center Football on WSLM 1220 AM and 97.9 FM. We'll be back right after this.
Let's get on our feet and give a big hand to the starting lineup at McDonald's here in Salem. The Quarter Pounder is coming on the field. Filet of fish and those golden delicious fries are warming up on the sidelines. And now for the feature star of the night, the Big Mac. You'll score every time with a hot, fresh meal from McDonald's in Salem, whether you're there for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Take a time out and stop by before or after the big game to check out their all-day breakfast menu or value menu. Download the McDonald's app and you can get great deals on delicious tastes all day long, including buy 5 McCafe drinks and get one free. You'll score every time with the wife and kids when you make a touchdown at the Golden Arches right here in Salem. And don't forget, McDonald's has gift cards so you can give that great fresh taste all season long.
Or stop by 603 South Main Street today. And be sure to tune in at 8 p.m. on Wednesday nights with Bubba Abbott on WSLM AM 1220 and FM 97.9 for Coach's Corner, our live local coaches show that broadcasts live each week from McDonald's in Salem. Tune in to hear what Eastern, Salem, and West Washington coaches have to say about the next big game.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field, where Hunter Sanford was able to get up. That's Harrison Sanford probably. Get up and walk off under his own power. They're going to hand off to Bobby. Bobby flea flickers it back to Bousman. Bousman's looking, and he's looking. Now he throws, and it's going to be almost picked off again by number 2, Basinger. That would have been his 3rd interception of the ball game. And with 29.4 seconds left, brings up a 3rd down and 10. And we did have a lot of room early there on that play. Got open, but then with some pressure, Bousman had to sprint out and couldn't get him.
Right. That play's got to be quick. You run a flea flicker like that, it's almost like as soon as the quarterback gets it back, he's got to let it go.
Bousman gets it, throws it across the middle, and it's going to be caught there by number 6, Bobby Stevens. And
incomplete.
for the first time tonight, the guy in the middle finally made a call. He called that incomplete, and he was on it too, man. I tell you, he was so fired up to make a call finally. He missed a couple of holds. He let the one Eastern North Central guy just tie his shoe in the middle of the game. Should have been a timeout. We ran a play, and he was sitting there looking at the kid tying his shoe. I tell you. It brings up a 4th down and 10, 25.6 seconds left. We got to get 10 yards. We're going to give it to North Central to kneel on. Bousman looks, throws, and that's interference. And we've got a flag on the play. And with 20 seconds left, it's going to be enough for a 1st down. And so we got some action out of this guy on this sideline. Just a little bit too late, I think. And the ball's going to go forward to the 25-yard line or so. Again, there was a 5-yard penalty. They went for 7 yards earlier, so I don't want to speak too early on where they're going to spot it. But it does go to the 25-yard line, 1st and 10, West Washington. 20.5 left. They are trailing by 2 scores, 14-0. Going to fake it to Bobby. Bousman looks. Throw to the end zone. It's a little bit wobbly, and it's going to be picked off there by number 33, Brighton Suggs. And he's going to go out and get knocked out of bounds about the 3 or 4 yard line. And with 13.3 seconds left, North Central's going to be able to kneel on this. And again, they've come up short the last 3 years, and I'm certainly positive, happy to finally get a sectional championship.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you feel good for these kids. I mean, obviously they started with a solid group of sophomores, or when these seniors now were sophomores that played a big factor in them getting to now their 3rd sectional in a row, and you're happy for those kids to be able to experience it, because I mean, ultimately that's what every kid strives to do, is to win a sectional championship.
Yeah, and this is a good football team, and I think they will be. They might be playing for a while. This might not be
how many years in a row has the team that won this sectional went on to the dome?
Right. Yeah, I think certainly as the tournament progresses, we might see North Central playing deep into the tournament. We'll be certainly watching and listening as they continue through the sectional. The time does run out on West Washington, and in the sectional 48 championship, they come up short. They lose it 14-0 tonight in a hard-fought football game. Well played on both sides, I thought. West Washington had some mistakes in the second half that just that nullified their opportunities to tie that ball game there in the third quarter. And North Central, just a good football team that took advantage of those mistakes, and they kept the scoreless tonight. We're going to step away here, word from our sponsors. We're going to summarize the game stats, and we'll bring you